Hello, welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. Appetite for destruction is the operation. CCP in Russia is the country. And the turn is 9, which is July of 40. So we're getting towards the middle of the game here. CCP has 6. They're going to spend 4. And they'll collect 4, so they'll save 6 again for next turn. So let's place we got to keep our little artillery train going. So the artillery in Singkang just moves forward. We place the artillery in Singkang, and that's a wrap. So let's roll our recruitment roll for the CCP, and is that a 4? We get a 2. So that's wonderful. So let's take a chip. And this time we'll put it in Shanghai. All right, so that is CCP in a nutshell. We added in Shanghai 1 infantry, 1 artillery. We placed 1. All right, on to Russia. They have, I forget what the total was there, 75, 80. So they have 80, 75, 80, 81, 82, and 3, 85. 85 to spend. They're going to spend 10 on a Lend-Lease fighter to Spain. We're going to buy a fighter of our own and 2 tank destroyers now that they're available. So that is 28. So let's take off 25 and the MRP 3. So that is 50, 55, 56, 57. We're saving 57. All right, so we got our dice here for income. We're going to add 3 to it. Another 5. Doggone it. 35. We're just not moving the needle much. So that is that. Tech, 2 for factory still. Artillery, mechs, and rockets. And the decree from the Kremlin is no failures this turn. Let's see what happens. Hooray. Hooray. All right, so 2 successes, and that is factories. I'll be dang, rockets. I'm 100% on rockets. I wish it was something else, though. All right, so there's factories. You guys have failed. The dice and the scientist are disappearing, and we all know where they're headed. All right, Gulag's getting fat. So we have no other dice to roll other than recruitments because we're not going to war with anybody. So let's move to non-coms. For Spain, we're going to move that artillery up. We're going to move our cruiser. He comes out of port. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4 into M10. And I don't have a Spanish marker, but we'll use that to designate he's not Russian. What other moves do we got? We have our fighter coming out of Kyiv. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we got an airbase, so we could move 5. He goes into Transcaucasia. We're going to rail this anti-aircraft gun to Transcaucasia. We've got this motorized pulling an artillery 1, 2 into North Caucasia. All right, we got that guy we're going to rail. Let me see how this thing shakes out. Stalingrad does not have an air base. We want to get him out of Kyiv. Or do we? Yeah, let's get him out just in case. So we'll fly to, which one's got better range? We'll go to Smolensk with the airborne and the air transport. All right, so we've got a fighter coming out of Leningrad, and he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 into Kyiv. Our tactical will come out of Leningrad and go 1-2 to Moscow. All right, we've got a motorized and an artillery in Leningrad that come out to Western Russia. And we've got our artillery. No, we're going to leave that there. All right, I think, what else do we got? Oh, we were going to rail this guy to Kiev. That's right. And then the cavalry will step back from Kiev into eastern Ukraine. We will leave that there. We're going to take, are we going to do that? Yeah, this motorized will pull this artillery from Western Russia down to Oral Kursk. All right, I think we're good. We're not going to move anything else there. Our ships, are we going to stay put or are we going to get out of Dodge? That is an excellent, excellent question. I think we'll hang out. All right, so that's pretty much it. I don't think we're going to move anything else. We've got the infantry in Karelia. We're going to move him up to Vapori. And I think that that's going to be it now. All right. Let's place our goods and we'll move on. Grab them over here. All right. So we'll build the Spanish fighter in Stalingrad. The other Russian fighter will be built here in the Ukraine. And Oral Kursk is the 2 tank destroyers. That's why I didn't want to move that artillery. All right. I was thinking that Oral Kursk looked a little light. So the artillery motorized that came down will not come down and stay here in Western. All right. So that's it for the Russian units. The Spanish one will take the path through the sea into Catalonia. All right. That is it in a nutshell. So let's collect. We're going to collect 35. So let me get this. And that'll be 35. So that adds to our stack. So that makes 75, right? 85. Why am I 90, 91, 92, and then we'll have the MRP if that's still available for 95. Seems like I got that wrong the last time, but that's right. I added 35. Now I got to go back and see what I had 57, right? So that would be 87. Why am I getting this wrong? 75, 85. All right, hang on. All right, here's what I saved. 56, 57. We're adding 35. All right, so that will be 80, 92, and then the 3, 95. Man, math is hard, especially when you're filming. It didn't seem like I should have that much. I'm sure if that's wrong, I'll be corrected. That's it for that. Let's move on to a recap. Vapuri, 2 infantry. Stalingrad is now 3 infantry, 2 militia, seaplane, 2 fighters. Western Russia is now 2 motorized, 2 artillery, 1 light armor, 1 cavalry. Smolensk is 3 infantry, 1 airborne, 1 transport. Moscow is 1 tactical bomber. Oral Kursk is a motorized, light armor, cavalry, 2 tank destroyers, Eastern Ukraine is a cavalry motorized. Kiev is 3 infantry fighter. Crimea didn't change. North Caucasia is infantry motorized artillery. Transcaucasia is 3 infantry, 1 airborne or 1 anti-aircraft gun, and a fighter. The Spanish cruiser is in M10 now. 2 fighters in Catalonia, and in Madrid. Oh, we didn't roll for our recruitment. Let's roll and just see if we're going to add to that. 7 for Spain. So we do that. Mongolia is a 4, and we do that. All right, so we're going to add chips for infantry. All right, so that means that Madrid is now 3, 6, 8 infantry, 2 artillery, and a bomber. And we're just going to add another infantry to Karelia here. So that is 3 infantry. And that's the only change on the far east side of the board. All right. I don't think I forgot anything. Let's see if my math holds out. Next up is Japan, who is actually already gone. And I'll have to switch that around in the playlist because I think I got it ahead of this one. Thanks for watching.